"You wouldn't believe it. This guy's so clumsy he deserves an award for worst intern." Facing all this mock, she always responded with a fiery glare, like a lion ready to roar, which just left her alone in this unfriendly. Luckily, her roommate Desmond was willing to chat and invite Forman to dine, which she happily accepted. She had planned to rock those brand new shoes, but when she opened the package, they vanished like magic, filling her. She was convinced shoes were stolen, turning into a detective, only to find, as they entered the cafeteria, a guy was chowing down in her shoes, and their eyes met for just a split second. The shoe thief freaked out and bolted, while Forman chased without hesitation, only for him to dart into a classroom, trying to lock the door to escape. He didn't know her fist could break wood like it was paper. She was about to do a little window tossing when, out of nowhere, Coach Duck descended upon the scene like Superman to successfully halt this impending human disaster. Upon seeing the broken door, Coach Duck announced, Forman had two choices, jail or go home. He argued like a debate champion, insisting that the youngster had stolen his shoes first. Yet upon examining his file, Duck uncovered a multitude of negatives, sparking doubts within him. When the car started, he realized he might lose his golden opportunity, and panic set in. He pleaded with Doc for one more chance, saying this was his second shot at life, even though that busted door haunted him. Doc was moved by his sincerity. Despite the door lingering in his mind, he decided to give Forman a shot. He took Forman to the boxing gym to see what this young guy was made of. Once there, Doc suited up Forman and paired him with a tiny opponent. Forman was feeling like a rock star, swinging those fists, but soon he learned that in real boxing, brute strength wasn't everything, as the nimble little guy dodged his punches like, he missed all punches. Despite his power, the little opponent danced around easily. Eventually, Forman got knocked down in a single punch, and everyone burst into laughter at this big fella. Forman felt incredibly embarrassed, his fists ready to explode. He sent a 300-pound bag flying, leaving everyone speechless. Coach Doc saw this and recognized Forman's talent, telling him that with proper training, he could be as nimble as that little guy, but even surpass him, and Forman felt motivated. Under Doc's guidance, Forman began learning boxing, from the basics to skills, slowly unlocking his potential. Every step was meticulous, needing the best gloves. Doc often hit Forman's head with them, teaching him mind control. Forman didn't disappoint, transforming from clumsy to agile. 2 weeks later, he faced that tiny opponent again, but this time he wasn't the same hot-headed guy. He analyzed the opponent's weaknesses while moving, striking at the right moment, and took him down in 3 punches. Doc was overjoyed like a child, feeling he'd struck gold, but surprisingly, Forman confidently sought him out the next day, declaring that he wanted to enter the Olympics next year and aimed to become a heavyweight champ like Joe Frazier. Doc comforted him, saying to take it easy. Win a few more, he'd be set for next year's Olympics. If he couldn't make it, he could aim for the Olympics 5 years down the line, but Forman wasn't about to wait that long. Doc kept urging him to train hard. Only with enough experience could he achieve his dreams and escape poverty. Forman put in extraordinary effort, making the 1968 Mexico Olympics in a year, bulldozing competitors. Finally, he found himself on the championship stage, but the final opponent was none other than the legendary Russian fighter Jonas Chepermin. With a record of 203 wins, this fighter was a seasoned champ, putting immense pressure on young Forman. The audience was sweating bullets seeing the skill gap, but suddenly in the second half of the match, Forman unexpectedly adopted an offensive. Like a waking lion, his pent-up power exploded. He unleashed a flurry of punches like a storm, ultimately winning the gold medal, with the crowd chanting his name. When Forman held the medal up high, ready to share his glory with friends, he faced ridicule, called a traitor for waving the American flag. This left Forman utterly confused, his joy crashing down to despair. To prove he wasn't a traitor, he shifted his focus from Olympic gold to the heavyweight championship belt. He moved to Oakland for intense training, and Doc connected him with a former world champion as a coach. With top-notch coaching, Forman became a fierce contender, racking up a stunning 36 wins, and even met his first wife during this time. His life was filled with victories and sweetness, causing a stir in the boxing world with Forman's rise. Finally, he faced off against champion Joe Frazier, but the public remained skeptical. After all, Frazier had been undefeated since beating Ollie 2 years ago. Many challengers fell below his lethal left hook, yet this history didn't shake Forman's resolve. From the get-go, he took an aggressive strategy, but Frazier countered like it was a walk in the park. He even landed a solid left hook right on Forman's face, following up with more heavy blows.